Jamie Carragher on our show said that Emery couldn't coach a top team. Before I ask you, and before I ask everybody, I'll just chime in my 2 cents. Let's stop it for a second, okay? Okay, Sevilla, he's won the Europa League 3 times. PSG, he won the league. He won the Cup twice. He won the League Cup twice. He won the Trophée des Champions twice. Arsenal was a runner-up. Villarreal, of course, he already did that and won it. I mean, what else do you want? Like, come on. Like, is Sevilla not a top league? Is PSG not a top league? Can we stop with the disrespect? I am the #1 fan of the Premier League. It's my league. We need to sometimes think outside of this microscope. Don't you think? What do you think, Michael?
Yeah, absolutely. The guy has won trophies, European continental trophies. Some of the managers that we give plaudits to, I mean, I think what Eddie Howe's doing at Newcastle is incredible, but you would never put Eddie Howe in front of Unai Emery. And I think just the bitter pill to swallow because of how it all ended at Arsenal, I think that's just not a good look to say something like that. This guy's a European champion, maybe not Champions League champion yet, but the fact that he's beaten the likes of a Bayern Munich, you can't say that. I mean, I just don't agree with that.
I mean,
everyone's entitled to their opinions, but I don't agree with that.
Yeah, let's relax. He's won the Europa League 4 times, everybody. Can we stop, please?
Well, and guess one of those Europa Leagues, I think, was it against a Jurgen Klopp?
Yeah, it was against Liverpool. So he has
Jurgen Klopp, Liverpool.
Yes.
Mind you, it was Jurgen Klopp's during his early tenure, but he beat a coach who's considered world class.
Exactly. Listen, I think the question is, do you like his strategy? Do you like his philosophy? That's a different question, but you cannot question what this man has achieved. All right. End of conversation. All right. Let me ask you this one. We had a poll question, by the way. Is he the greatest cup specialist of all time? Given the record that we've just talked about, right? He's won the Europa League 4 times. He was the runner-up with Arsenal as well. He's won a few cups in France. Is he the greatest specialist of all time? I think we have to go back into our dusty encyclopedia. But Des Norris, did we do a poll? What was the final answer? I bet you that most of it was no. What do you think, Michael?
Oh, I probably wouldn't say of all time. I think if you're going to do Europa League Cup specialist, I give him the crown. This guy knows how to get the best out of really the underdog teams. And Sevilla is no longer an underdog team, but the Sevilla teams during that time, they were miles behind the FC Barcelona's and Real Madrid.
Yes, 68%. That's very impressive. Well, I mean, what? Your Sir Alex Ferguson won quite a few, right? I mean, the Club World Cup, the League Cup 4 times, the Champions League, of course, the Premier League. But I guess the Cup, we're talking just specific knockout competition. Zinedine Zidane, says Des Norris. That's a very good point.
I'd put him behind the likes of a Zidane. And look, a cup is a cup is a cup. Jose Mourinho was only counting Champions League trophies before it started skidding a little bit sideways. Now he counts all cups, including the cups in his household in Rome. But this guy, what he's able to do, and it's been a DNA for success in cup tournament format, is he manages both legs. As long as there's 2-leg cup competitions, he's a 2-leg cup competition specialist. I give him that. He's able to manage the first leg and always keep it competitive and then frustrate you. And in finals, he always gives a little bit of a different wrinkle than you're expecting. And during those finals, a player that you're not expecting seems to be the star of the show.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's a good argument to have, and you can't deny the absolute ridiculous resume that Unai Emery has contributed to. Serge, wondering if the language barrier makes Emery's job harder in other countries. I would love to see him in a team like Atletico Madrid. Search, good point. This is something that people are going to get tired of me saying because I've been going on about it a lot. Yes, I think that sometimes it just, the culture doesn't fit the manager and the other way around. And I think that's what happened with Unai Emery. Sometimes there's a cultural clash. I don't think it was Arsenal's fault. And I don't think it was Unai Emery's complete fault. I just think sometimes cultures don't go together. Sometimes they do because just magic happens. Look at Marcelo Bielsa. He didn't fully grasp English, definitely at the beginning of his campaign with Leeds United, but he made it happen. Sometimes you need a place that can not just support you from a managerial perspective, but from a cultural one. And that's what I think needs to happen with Mauricio Pochettino. I hope he goes to La Liga if he leaves PSG. And that's a point. I don't know if you had any comments on that, Michael, but I do believe that, yes, sometimes the cultural issue is a problem. And let me tell you something. I love England. It's my second country. I love it. But there is definitely a lot of separation, alienation when it comes to foreign managers sometimes. Definitely when I was growing up.
Yeah, I think timing too. Timing is everything in every walks of life and every facets of life. Look at when Unai Emery took over Arsenal. There was a former manager who his name is in Arsenal, Arsene Wenger. And the Arsenal fans were, let's say, upset because this is a family show all of a sudden. They were really upset.
Thank you to Lester Jr.
Yeah, shout out. You'll definitely never walk alone on this show. We always look out for everyone.
There you go.
The timing of him going to Arsenal, the fans were so upset that anything less than a trophy, anything less than almost delivering the Premier League was going to be seen as failure.
It's like David Moyes and Sir Alex Ferguson. It's incredibly difficult to overtake a legend. It's gonna be tough. Absolutely.
Yeah. And so I totally agree with you, LME, that the culture and the manager need to vibe. Jose Mourinho, when he first came to England, yes, he was European champion. But when he first came to England, you knew he was up to it because you have to deal with the British press in ways that in Spain, all you have, it's two of the biggest newspapers in the world for world soccer. But outside of that, you're not dealing with the Valencia Providence Morning News. Like, and if that exists, hey, shout out to you guys. Giving shout out to everyone today. You're dealing with two major newspapers that care about two teams, and that's it. In England, every stone is unturned. Everything is scrutinized, especially if you're a foreign manager. What Jose Mourinho did, class. He came in and he said, look, none of you can say anything to me. You can't even walk in my shoes because I've done something that only one other manager that's playing right now has done. Alex Ferguson. I'm a European champion. That makes me one of the top managers of all time. So don't say anything to me. And the press walked out of there saying, geez, this guy's different. Jurgen Klopp came in. And for all the things Jurgen Klopp said that were right, the normal one thing, the fact that Jurgen Klopp learned the British press, learned English, I mean, he could speak English, but learned it and assimilated to the culture, endeared himself to Liverpool fans, it made that transition period that much smoother. I think Unai Emery, just that was always going to be an uphill battle for him because of his reputation coming from the teams he came from. And let's not forget, Unai Emery was one kick of the ball away from beating a Barcelona side over two legs in the Champions League.